MC3 Tool 12. Advanced Control 2, the Pace Regulator. Restoring clarity and dignity when speed begins to override meaning. Every conversation has a rhythm, but that rhythm is rarely stable. It accelerates under pressure, urgency, and emotional charge. It slows when uncertainty enters, when meaning becomes fragile, or when cultural norms discourage directness. Pace shifts quietly, often unnoticed, yet it is one of the earliest indicators that a conversation is about to lose coherence. The pace regulator exists because speed is one of the most underestimated forces in miscommunication. When a conversation moves faster than a client can safely process, linguistically, emotionally, or cognitively, clarity collapses long before anyone realizes what has happened. Clients begin nodding instead of thinking. Agreement replaces understanding. Expression thins. Nuance disappears. The interaction becomes a performance of competence rather than an exchange of meaning. This advanced control is used when momentum itself becomes the risk. Pace as a relational force, not a timing issue. Regulating pace is not about slowing speech or inserting artificial pauses. It is about shaping rhythm so that internal processing can keep pace with external exchange. Pace is relational. The correct speed is the one that allows the client to remain present without cognitive overload or emotional contraction. When pace outruns capacity, meaning fractures. The pace regulator restores synchrony between thinking, feeling, and speaking, without drawing attention to the intervention itself. Multilingual processing and pace collapse. In multilingual conversations, pace becomes critical. Processing a second or third language requires constant micro-adjustments, decoding meaning, formulating response, managing uncertainty, and monitoring expression simultaneously. When pace accelerates, especially when the native speaker speeds up, multilingual clients contract. Language becomes safer but thinner. Vocabulary narrows. Politeness replaces precision. Clients stop offering nuance not because they lack it, but because expressing it at speed feels risky. The pace regulator compensates for this imbalance by restoring space, not linguistic accommodation, but cognitive safety. Cultural rhythm and misinterpretation. Pace is culturally encoded. Some cultures associate speed with competence and engagement. Others associate it with superficiality or aggression. Some interpret pauses as depth, others as hesitation. Without recognizing these differences, professionals misread intention. A fast speaker may sound domineering. A slow speaker may sound uncertain. Silence may feel thoughtful or threatening depending on context. The pace regulator neutralizes these risks by holding the conversation at a rhythm where interpretation remains accurate across cultural boundaries. Emotion reveals itself in pace first. Emotion often alters pace before it alters language. Stress accelerates speech. Overwhelm creates hesitation. Defensiveness shortens sentences. Vulnerability introduces silence. Pace exposes emotional truth even when words remain controlled. This control does not force emotional disclosure. It regulates emotional impact by adjusting time. When pace is stabilized, emotional load decreases naturally. Presence as the intervention. The pace regulator is not a technique. It is a form of presence. It is the decision not to match urgency with urgency. It is the choice to let meaning settle before responding. It is the refusal to be carried forward by momentum alone. You regulate your own rhythm so the client does not have to fight it. Why this restores clarity? When pace is regulated, cognitive capacity expands. Clients hear themselves more clearly. They distinguish between feeling and intention. They evaluate more accurately. Expression regains precision. Clarity returns not because questions were sharper, but because space existed for thought. Escalation and pace. During escalation, pace almost always accelerates. Interruptions increase. Nuance drops. Multilingual clients retreat into defensive processing. The pace regulator interrupts this chain reaction by introducing steadiness. Your calm becomes the stabilizing force. Emotion settles because time is no longer threatening. Dignity and pace. Perhaps the deepest value of the pace regulator is its effect on dignity. Dignity requires time to articulate fully, to reposition, to correct without embarrassment. When pace is regulated, clients experience themselves as competent rather than pressured. They speak from clarity instead of defense. They participate rather than perform. This changes not only the conversation, but the relationship.